Okay, if you want me to cut, even in 2 slides. Sure. Good evening. I'm talking about the health help center that we have established in Bhutan for the country to solve some of their problems. The problems were stated by the McKinsey to the government of Bhutan, and we have provided the solution to solve those problems is what I'm trying to present here. And basically, this is a solution to cater their health management, both emergencies and non-emergencies. Incidentally, we had some parts of solutions, then we created rest of the parts there by customizing the things and all. So basically, how any citizen in the country can get an equitable access without any discrimination, whether they belong to the urban or rural, or rich or poor, day or night, whatever it is. That is the solution that we have provided there, and it is a working solution for them. This primarily caters all three aspects there: curative, preventive, and protective. All the three areas are covered by the system, which works on 24/7. It is not just a call center. It is a medical response center, emergency response center, along with the complete integration of the field aspects of ambulances, hospitals, and those are all the stakeholders actually. This is the typically, these are all standard statistics that are available. What was suffering for the Bhutan, and where do they have to go? The bridge has been filled by us. And these are the solutions, the stack of solutions that we have provided as an integrated platform that is working together in a cohesive way and in a coordinating way to provide as a solution to every citizen of the country. Incidentally, it is Bhutan that we are showing here. After this, we have implemented it in Sri Lanka as well, and we are negotiating with some of the countries. So this is the non-emergency part of it. How it works is what we are seeing. When once somebody calls here, it will be initially understood whether there is an emergency or non-emergency, whether he wants some health help, or does he want to talk to the doctor, or does he want some information, where is this so-and-so hospital, or I have stomachache, so where do I go? All those kinds of calls will be taken there, and then accordingly will be advised. And all these things, both voice and data, will be recorded. And these are the stack of various the functional components that are developed and that are kept as a solution there. And this is the typical software solution gamut, where you see the lot of databases down there, and then you have media and SMS has been integrated into this. Then you have the other supporting applications. I would say the supporting applications is the large value that we have delivered to the government of Bhutan and to the society. That's what I claim always. This is how it works, the sequence of steps, and how it is actually integrated into the government at various levels is what we have presented here. And this is the impact on the society that we have created to the Bhutan. And when it comes to the technology, the details of technology, there are a lot of protocols and algorithms that were developed and kept in the system, which are computer driven for the people, whether there can be a paramedic staff or doctors. And this is how the protocols are displayed. Then he or she has to read the protocol step after the step in a tree structure. The system drives to the conclusion. That's what we have done. And when it comes to the emergency, the ambulances and the hospitals and all that are tracked, and every tracking leg is saved, both data and voice. And these are the, I can say, kind of domain-centric ERP that we have built, and which is what made the system extremely efficient and accountable for both normally I keep saying, I mean, a couple of days I was in Nepal talking to the Prime Minister. I was telling him, see, your public can demand and you can command. That's the system that we are creating for you. So these are the mobile-based applications that we have developed, which from the field people can use, means people in the sense service providing agencies, and they can have direct interaction with the central system, which means these mobile phones, I think a lot of people are developing nowadays applications, will behave like an extended computer in the remote place and then interacts with the database directly without any human intervention. That's what we have created. This is one of the things that if you click one of those buttons in the mobile phone, that automatically interacts with the server here, and then it updates the current status. And these are the patient care related, the data in the vehicle, what has been collected. And this is the fleet management system, which is tightly integrated into the system. As I said, these are the values that we have created. Life-saving being a core, which essentially means, let's say if some vehicle, while it is going towards the hospital after taking the patient, let's say it itself broke down. So what to do? Those are the puzzles and problems solved by our system, which system itself will prompt and say that which is the nearest appropriate ambulance for this particular case will be alerted, and simultaneously the fleet manager will also get an alert saying that your vehicle is broke down, so you need to act on it. So similarly, we have some typical problems when it comes to the rural and geographical spread. If somebody, we know the practical problems. Somebody has to come to the duty, then he calls at 7:55. He has to come on 8 o'clock and says that I'm not able to come, and he switches off his phone, and you can't even reach him back. So those are the problems solved. When the system will tell who is the nearest next appropriate person based on his leave structure, whatever, all his the attributes, system itself will tell this is the nearest appropriate person that you should call and tell him that go join the duty. So that system, the service continuity is taken care. And the training was a big challenge that we had. We used to take some +2 people and we trained on all these systems. And there are a lot of reports that it generates for the sake of people, government, monitoring, control, or even for the public access. I think that's all I have. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm not sure whether we have time for questions, do we? We don't have time for questions. I'm just going to try and thank, I think we've had 9 very different, very interesting panelists. And it's interesting, what struck me was the fact that, we had people, for example, on livelihoods in agriculture representing government, private sector, not-for-profits. You had people talking about soil health, agricultural extension, ERP systems for livelihoods, general information systems for life as well as livelihoods, systems that were based on demand, systems that were payment-based or were free services, so mobile-based, web-based, multiple modes. So in some sense, a very diverse set of options that are available in the agricultural livelihood space. I think we've been quite fortunate to have Abhishek, who started off as still is running this Bijli Bachao as a voluntary effort at this point of time. And I think if you all should definitely try and visit the site. It's amazing the amount of information that you can get in terms of how to save costs on your own bills by just visiting the site. On health, again, we've had very diverse presentations, from a health management information system to health information and a medical response system, as well as information on how you can verify whether the drugs you're consuming are actually authentic or not. So I'd like to thank all the panelists for a lovely presentation. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for your presentation. I would like to thank our jury experts and moderator, Mr. Avike Madhavan, former director of Chirag, for his valuable time and inputs. We would like to honor him with a small memento from our side. I also request all presenters to join us for the final group photograph with jury experts. Thank you.